This is the Bottom Line Podcast presented by Anchor.fm, your home for sports and entertainment talk. I'm Jimmy Fedizzi alongside Neil Villapiano. We hope you're doing well. As always, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to take a listen. We really do appreciate it. You already know what it is. Twitter and Instagram, hit us up at Bottomline WMCX, on Twitter at The MVP Show, Instagram at NVPQB11, hashtag Bottom Line, voice message on Anchor, the app, or at Anchor.fm. And if you like what you're seeing on YouTube, please leave a like and a comment down below. Helps out tremendously. And please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss an episode, and subscribe on all audio listening platforms. Just include Jimmy when searching for this podcast. Neil, we got a very special episode ahead of us, but first and foremost, how's everything with you?
Everything is smooth sailing, my friend. You know, it's just I'm like an old river. I just keep on rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm good. I'm good. The snow's starting to melt ever so slowly, which is good. Trying to get back into a little bit of a routine physically, still in a routine mentally, which is good. And I got a lot. I personally have a lot to do over the next couple of hours. So let's hurry this up, shall we?
I feel you on that one, man. But we're not going to waste any more time because we got a very special episode planned. Because Neil, we have not only one of the biggest Islander fans that we know, but you yourself have a very personal connection with. Her name is Kim Moisa, aka Isles Girl 3 on Twitter. If you're not familiar with her, please go follow her on Twitter. She is a tremendous follow. And from what I've heard, I've never talked to her personally yet up until this episode, but I've heard that she is such an absolute sweetheart. I heard her on your interview on Devil's State of Mind, which was absolutely fabulous. And by the way, if you didn't check that out, go check it out on Devil's State of Mind podcast and subscribe to that while you're at it. But Neil, I know how much this interview means to you, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's we'll probably reiterate it, or I'm sure you'll ask during the interview. But we actually we became friends a couple of years ago. At a Devils Islanders game of all things. She's also friends with somebody that I'm friends with that lives over in Long Island, and we've had a really good friendship for the last couple of years. She doesn't have a lot of Devils friends, and I'm one of the few. And we talk every now and then about hockey, about the Islanders, about the Devils. And it's good. And she's tried to help me in many ways, and I've tried to help her as best as I can. And I'm looking forward to speaking with her again, because she's just an absolute blast to talk to. She knows more about hockey than most people I know. She is the most passionate New York Islanders fan. I mean, she knows everything there is to know about the Islanders, and she must be feeling pretty amped up after the Islanders had a nice victory last night over the Buffalo Sabres at home. Man. So this will be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, that was a big victory for the Islanders, by the way. But no, this is going to be very, very exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to it. And like I've said before in previous teasers, we're going to talk some Islanders, obviously. We're going to talk some Devils and Rangers too. And she's also got a very, very touching story that is probably going to tug your heartstrings a bit. Neil, I know you've heard it a bunch of times.
Several
and according
times,
to you, it gets better every single time. So I'm looking forward to hearing this. But we want you guys to sit back, relax, have a great time, and enjoy our exclusive interview with Kimberly Moisa, aka Isles Girl 3. Enjoy, everybody. All right, Neil, I'm feeling generous here. So because this very special guest is a personal friend of yours, I am going to have you have the honor of introducing her to us. So please, the floor is yours.
So that's the only reason I'll ever get to introduce anybody, is that if I'm friends with them? All right, bet. I see where this goes. Anyway, well, thank you, Jimmy. I do greatly appreciate it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably heard from our intro that we just did, we have one of the many special guests that we have had on this podcast. And this person is near and dear to my heart, because a couple of years ago, I went to a Devils Islanders game at the Prudential Center, aka The Rock. Yes, this was when we could actually have fans in the arena. I know it feels like such a long time ago that we were allowed to be in these arenas. But I was with my friend, and I was telling him that the Devils power play 2 years ago was really bad. Now, granted, it's still pretty bad, so not much has changed. But all of a sudden, this young lady 3 or 4 rows in front of me turns around and tells me that, oh, you think that's bad? Look how bad our penalty kill is. And we go back and forth, not about like, oh, my team is better than yours, the typical banter. It was the complete opposite. It was, my power play is shittier than your penalty kill, and vice versa. That was pretty much the whole, back and forth. And basically the rest of the game, we sat next to each other, we talked, we got to know one another. And from that point on, we've become very, very good friends. She's had the pleasure of being on the Devil's State of Mind podcast. She's been on a couple things that I've done, and I've seen her a couple other times. Another Devils Islanders game at the Prudential Center. I still have to go to the island, probably at the new arena that they have, and see a game over there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome on a friend that's near and dear to my heart, Kim Moisa, aka Isles Girl 3 on Twitter. Without a doubt, the biggest New York Islanders fan in the history of their organization.
Facts.
Kim, welcome to the Bottom Line podcast. How are you, my friend?
Neil, it's always good to talk to you, man.
Likewise. Likewise.
It's
So you must be pretty happy about
it. It's a good thing I have to mount during games because we never would have met.
That's true. It's very, very true. That's very, very true. But, Kim, you must be pretty excited. Obviously, the Islanders last night coming off a victory against the Buffalo Sabres. And the Devils obviously have to play the same Buffalo Sabres team tonight and also on Thursday in Buffalo. My question to you straight up, how do the Devils actually find a way to get points off of Buffalo? Because if the fact that we didn't get 2 points or even won the last game we played against them is really frustrating. So can you tell me what the hell the Devils need to do to somehow get a win at home against Buffalo?
Don't take penalties. Buffalo may be Buffalo, but
takes penalties.
I mean,
right. You're
she's
telling
not
a Devils
wrong,
fan
though.
who just saw them give up 3 goals on the power play to Washington not to take a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Buffalo's Buffalo, but you're also looking at the team where they have the number 1, power play conversion in the entire, I believe, in the Eastern Division. They have the best power play percentage too. So if you couldn't do it against Washington, I worry about Buffalo.
Well, you know what? Jeff Skinner isn't playing, so they're already in a better position than they were the last time.
I feel like you shouldn't worry about too much of the names on the team. I mean, anyone on that Buffalo team can score. I mean, look at Taylor Hall. He hasn't scored since the first game of their season. So I wouldn't be
just had to say that. Yeah, he's playing the Devils the next 2 games.
Now watch what happens.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
I smelling that Taylor Hall goal now.
I'm gonna tweet at you. If he scores tonight, I'm tweeting at you saying
Neil. Now that you said that, you watch. He's gonna get a hat trick tonight. I'm calling
you. Shut up. You're a Rangers fan. You have no right to talk.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you have no right to talk, Mister. We lost to a team who hadn't played in 16 days at home.
Fine.
Okay?
Fine.
So,
I'll take it.
You deserve it. Mister,
man.
I think it's ridiculous that we got the number 1 overall pick and I'm not happy about it.
Well,
whoever says I'm not happy about it.
Lafreniere has like 2 points.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
He has what, like 2 points? I'm sorry, Jimmy,
I'm actually being serious. You got
like,
cut off. What was she saying?
Does Lafreniere have 2 points?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Before this last game with the New York Rangers, the freaking goalie, I believe, on the Blackhawks, Lanskinen, had more points than Lafreniere.
And that's saying something. But no, seriously, look, I wasn't happy initially because I didn't think they needed another winger. I've always argued that defense was the big issue and they need to help the goaltender a lot more. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. But anyway, I'm not going to get into a whole tangent about that again. But
you guys have a Leaf situation. You guys have a Leaf situation for me where you have the talent in the front, like especially with Artemi Panarin, you just added that in the front. I mean, like I think your offense is immaculate with Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, and then obviously Artemi Panarin. Strome has been a big part of that for you guys too, which I've been shocked about because he sucked for us. But
Yeah,
He did.
Stroh was
It's
basically
not wrong.
rejuvenated himself ever since he came to the Rangers, which I'm
But the-
happy about. So
But the problem with you guys is definitely defense, especially when you had freaking Mark Stoll. And thank God he's gone in a way. Mr. What's his face? I don't even remember his name. That's how much I don't care. But Mr. Deactivated, Tony DeAngelo.
Tony DeAngelo.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
Tony
Mr.
DeAngelo,
Burner account.
Truba,
Yeah.
such a mess. It's just
What
such
an
a mess.
idiot. What a loser.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yeah, this season for the Rangers has been pretty much a soap opera at this point. I'm almost sick of it. But anyway,
Oh,
But-
I'm enjoying it. Like it's great. I mean, shoot, when the Devils beat the Rangers like last week, or like a week and change ago, both the guys on the Hockey Podcast Network that run the Broadway Boys podcast both wanted to deactivate their entire existence for being a Rangers fan after losing that game. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And you know what? I will say this. One of the biggest things that Devils and Islanders fans have in common is seeing Rangers fans like yourself being upset and miserable. That is enjoyable beyond belief.
You really think I'm that upset and miserable? Hell no. I had little to no expectations for this team this year. I said they weren't going to make the playoffs.
Right, you're like the only Rangers fan that has somewhat of a decent brain.
Thank you.
Apparently.
No. I will take that as a compliment because a majority
It
of
was
Rangers
a
fans that I
compliment.
know do not have a brain and can't understand logic. There is
Okay.
none. But anyway, enough about the Rangers. Maybe we'll get more into them a little bit once we look at the standings here. But listen, Kim, as far as your Islanders are concerned, as at the time of this recording, they are 9-6-3 with 21 points, third place in the Mass Mutual East. I am never ever going to get used to saying that.
Calling it the East.
But
Calling it the division of death.
yeah,
Call it the division of death,
Yeah.
please.
yeah,
'Cause that's what it is.
essentially.
That's
But-
a piece
listen-
of crap.
Yeah, but just
Piece of
Just
crap
kinda-
division.
just kind of give us your overall thoughts on how you think that your team is doing right now and what do you think needs to be improved.
Expected. I expected us to be at least somewhere around this range. I'm happy and excited that they're at least meeting expectations. What I've been yelling at for years about this team is just puck possession and passing. I've been yelling at them for years about this, and it's
True.
really coming to light against the Penguins as of late, where we've had these
Ugh.
2 back-to-back losses against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it's mostly just because of just puck possession panic on the puck, and
Yep.
secondly, finding one another the ice, finding one another chemistry lines. We have a lot of young guys coming up here, a lot of people trying to prove themselves, lines that are getting mishmashed, and lost some key players in there. And I don't know if we've lost some of that chemistry, but passing stick to stick, tape to tape for the New York Islanders has been one of the most challenging things for this team. It's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating when you see your team and then puck possession, we will be in the zone or something, and the Penguins will, put pressure. They'll skate right at them, and they
Right.
panic and they just throw it and hope to God
Right.
that there's an
Mm.
Islanders fan there to get
Yeah.
an Islanders player there to get it.
I
And
mean, if there is an
we lose
Islanders
it
fan
every
there, I
single
think they'll have
time.
a better chance of scoring.
Also, dump and chase game. Islanders, I don't know. Islanders love the dump and chase game. I am not a fan of it. You look at great teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning, who just won the cup, and I like to, if the other team's playing better, I look at what are they doing better than we are. I like to say, how are they entering the zone? How are they setting up?
Right.
And if you notice, Tampa Bay always crashed into the zone at the blue line as a unit, as a line, like 4 men straight up at the blue line, just crashing the zone, crashing the zone, crashing the zone. And the Islanders went dump, lose the puck, dump, lose the puck, dump, lose the puck. It's just an easy
Yeah.
way to give up possession. So Islanders possession and passing, just the two basics, which I feel like can be worked on so much. And it's not like I'm griping so much about the power play. It's not like I'm griping about defense as much. It's just basic puck possession and keeping it to our team. Once we have that, Islanders are unstoppable.
I mean-
Sounds like a couple more gripes I have with a certain other team. Oh yeah, the Rangers, because they also can't pass to save their lives. But anyway, enough about me. Neil, feel free to go ahead if you got something.
I mean, I would say this, like, I can understand like the frustration with the dump and chase. Like when the Devils had John Hines, their head coach, that was basically what they did. They did a lot of dump and chase, and it doesn't work. It hasn't worked.
No.
And especially if you're on the power play, doing a dump and chase makes literally no sense whatsoever.
Nope.
Oh my
whatsoever.
god, absolutely none.
And the biggest thing for, and I agree with Kim, like the biggest thing, if the Islanders want to make themselves a complete team that constantly is really putting a lot of pressure on you offensively, they got to learn to do a better job of carrying the puck into the offensive zone and then going from there. You have guys who have speed like Matt Barzal, Pajot, Anders Lee. Hell, even Everly still got some really damn good
No. Anders Lee does not have speed. I call him stone feet for a reason.
He's sneaky quick, in my opinion. I call him sneaky quick. When he wants to be fast,
job
he's fast.
is to just be a brick, like a freaking wall in front of the goaltender.
Right.
That's his job.
All right, so instead of
Anders Lee's job
Everly,
is the plant.
instead of Everly, we'll say Anthony Beauvillier. This is better. I guess that's better.
Nick
But
Leddy.
really,
Funny
to me-
thing is, a lot of our defenders are the ones with speed, and like someone like Nick. The two people that I actually see bringing the puck themselves are Matt Barzal and Nick Leddy. These are the only two where I see them come into the zone and bring it in rather than just dumping it in. Those are the only two players where I see it consistently. But other than that, no, just it's always like usually dump and chase. Maybe the fourth line, Casey Zizekas, but they usually do a dump and chase.
they have one of the most impressive fourth lines in the NHL. I mean, they have a fourth line that really.
They have their moments.
I mean, they have a fourth line that, like any given night, it's going to be one of those three that's going to make the biggest impact, in these games. Like whether it's a physical, type of night. I think it just depends on, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, but I think it depends on the team that they're playing and how it's going in the game will depend on how that fourth line starts to generate. That's kind of like what, the Devils have right now. Like we have basically youth. So even on our fourth line, it's just a bunch of young kids playing.
Yeah.
So we don't really have a first, second, third, fourth line. We just have lines. Because the way Lindy Ruff does things is that he constantly is changing lines in the game. And I've never seen that before in a coach. I've never seen it where he's changing lines. I mean, we have a legitimate coach now. I mean, it's kind of nice to have a coach.
Ask the Ranger fan over here. He's probably laughing his ass off when you got Ruff.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing. Everybody was laughing, including you, Kim. To be honest.
Yeah, I was laughing.
To be honest,
I mean,
all y'all were laughing. But
look at their defensive problem.
Why am I the lone target here? Come on.
No, it's
now.
like, here's the thing. When everybody was laughing, I was the only one that was like, why is this funny? Like, I get that, like, Lindy Ruff
Because we've seen his progression with their defense.
Well,
Exactly.
let's evaluate that, shall we? First of all, Lindy Ruff is an offensive-minded coach. He's the reason that guys like Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn had arguably their best seasons ever. There was a reason why Buffalo was as consistent as they were, making back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals and a Stanley Cup Finals appearance while Lindy Ruff was the head coach, because their offense, now granted, they did have Dominic Hasek and Ryan Miller in both of those times, but still, you had a really good offense. The fact that everybody just wanted to laugh at Lindy Ruff for the lack of defense is to me is laughable, because he's not a defensive coach. And guess what? Has the defense of the Rangers gotten any better since he left? Not really.
Not really.
They got rid of Stahl, and they don't have D'Angelo anymore. What
I mean, that's already an improvement.
Well, I already told you, the only consistent guy that I've seen so far defensively on the Rangers is Adam Fox. That's it.
Adam Fox and K-Andre Miller.
You gave so much money to Jacob Trouba, who is not even a top four defenseman.
$8 million for that. Like, the biggest thing I laugh at with the New York Rangers is that they're paying $8 million for Jacob Trouba, who
that's a massive overpay.
He couldn't stop a beach ball, man.
This is what happens when you have James Dolan as your owner. Even in hockey, they're still going to make bad decisions.
That was
but the thing is that with Lindy Ruff is that he understands that this is a young team and an offensive team, and our biggest area where we are dominant is speed. We have a lot of speed with the youth that we have. So he tries to use that as much as possible. And the thing with going back to the Islanders, Barry Trotz, he's kind of, the thing is that the system is no different than what the Devils had in the late 90s, early 2000s when they were winning cups. It's the same neutral zone trap, dump and chase type of play. And it can work for a while, especially in the postseason. It can really work, as the Islanders proved last year. Mm-hmm. But on a long-term basis, you have to make changes to open up the offensive side of the game. You have guys like Matt Barzal and Anders Lee and Pajot and guys like that can put the puck in the back of the net on a consistent basis. You have to create an offensive system based around those guys. If you do that, like Kim said, the Islanders are an unstoppable team because they have defense and they have goaltending. I mean, it's clear. I mean, who leads the NHL in shutouts right now?
Thank God Varlamov.
Exactly. Yep.
They do have one of the most up-and-coming goaltenders in the NHL in Ilya Sorokin.
Hopefully.
So, I mean, yeah, but again, Sorokin gets thrown into random games. Like, it's not like on a like he gets, like, it's like last minute, they're just like, all right, we don't want to play Varlamov.
The most
tonight.
recent one where they told him like prior where it was he wasn't just thrown in, he actually won. So, and the Islanders decided to fucking play in front of him. So it was a big change.
Right.
And Sorokin is on my fantasy team, and he's doing just fine.
I always
Oh,
thought
my
I have him
goodness.
too.
So I have Sorokin and I have Marc-Andre Fleury. I have no problems.
There
I
you
don't
go.
have a problem whatsoever.
Marc-Andre Fleury did your fantasy team good. He got his 64th career shutout this past week.
And
Fleury's-
Devon Tays was balling out in the outdoor
my
game
gosh,
and
yeah.
other things like that. He was doing well.
Yeah.
Yes, and I
Don't
know
talk
Kim was
to me
upset.
about Devon Taves, please.
I don't get why the Islanders did not keep him.
I
just
don't
don't
get it. I
get
don't get
that.
it.
Because he was just really expensive. And honestly, if I could get rid of anyone, I'd get rid of Scott Mayfield to get Devon Taves back, man. Ugh.
Scott Mayfield's okay,
He got
but he's
rid of
not
our
Devon Tays.
he got rid of our defender with the most goals among defenders. You know what's
Me-
funny?
Still
I-
Adam Pulak. You still have Pulak.
He still
Really,
has to aim.
dude? Really? That's where you're going?
He still has to fucking aim the puck. Oh, sorry. I don't know if
Thank
I-
you.
I don't know
Thank
if I
you.
can curse here.
Kim, I already dropped the curse word. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
It's fine. We're already there.
You're
But
good.
I was at the Rock. I don't remember if it was the game we met or if it was the second one I was there, but I was at warm-ups. And
Yep.
this guy was like standing behind me, and I said something, I think about Devon Taves. And this guy behind me goes, oh, was talking about me about him. He goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna be his father-in-law. I was like, well, what?
Excuse
He's
me?
like,
Oh
he's like,
God.
yeah, he's marrying my daughter. And he goes, and he like pointed
Okay,
at
then.
him. He pointed at him and he goes, look, he won't look at me. Look, he's scared. He's scared. He won't look at me.
Bruh,
He's like, he won't look at me.
bruh,
He was so
Bro.
funny, man.
bruh.
Come on, man.
The only like people that like were really close to a player that I ever met was I don't know if you guys remember Cam Jansen from like back
Yeah.
in the day. I met his parents,
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
they're just as wild as he is. I would say that like they were just like they like encouraged him to be the way he was in games, and I thought that was awesome. But that's pretty wild. That's actually a pretty wild story, Kim.
I've actually met some hockey wags. I've met some of them. I met Anders Lee's wife at the Offside Tavern that used to be here.
Yep.
I met Sydney Esiason. She was like, I was walking around Barclay Center, and I saw her at like one of the bars. She had like the 17 Martin on the back, and I went, "Is that like Sydney Esiason?" And I was like, and I went up to her
That's
and asked for a
awesome.
picture, and she was like really nice. She goes, "Where did you get your necklace?" She's like, "I love that." She was really
Wow.
nice. She was really sweet. And Brittany Grice was probably the best wag among them all that I've interacted with via hockey Twitter. I really miss Thomas Grice, honestly. Like, I messaged Brittany to say like a thank you to Thomas for us fans and how much we were gonna miss him, and she actually messaged me back via Twitter saying, you know, I'm in tears. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to us and things like that. So honestly, you know, it's just so sad to see someone so like great like that, you know, leave your team.
Oh, that's really awesome though. That's very, very very heartwarming to say the least. All right. Speaking of heartwarming stories, I've been looking forward
Did
to.
I mention also that I
I've
met
been looking
Taylor
forward to
Hall's
hearing
girlfriend?
this. Wait, what's that?
Did I mention I met Taylor Hall's girlfriend and mom?
Oh my
no.
god! Did
Yeah,
you really?
That was really awkward. No, it was just really awkward. No, because like I was standing. So I was. I'll tell this story real quick. So I was with my ex-girlfriend, and we were in line to get food, I think.
Okay.
And I was frustrated about the game. And I think Hall did something that I thought was annoying, like he made a bad pass or something. So I was like, damn, man, if only Hall like had not done like what he did. And his girl in front of me turns around and looks me. And I already knew who she was because I had seen her on TV because, you know, they had Hall's mom and everything. And I was like, oh no. And like, and I'm just like, all right. And then I had to like sort of apologize to say like, he's still really good. Remember, this was his MVP Hart Trophy year, by the way.
Oh God.
And I
Right.
was
Yeah.
like, hey,
yeah.
he's still really good. Like, I appreciate it. Like, and everything. Like, thank you guys for like being here. And I just looked at my ex and I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to be allowed to talk to Taylor Hall like ever because of what I just said. I think I'm like screwed. I think I'm screwed. But no, I actually ended up meeting Taylor Hall before they flew out to Tampa for their first game in the playoffs. And I had casually mentioned that I had met both of them, and Taylor Hall just kind of laughed. I think he kind of knew that like that was something typical. Like his mom would give you that stare, that disapproval. And it was just like, it was the
Wow.
weird, it was like the weirdest thing. But like the funny thing about Devils players, you can meet them in the most random places. You really could. Especially if
Right.
you live up, if you live up in North Jersey, you could literally like be driving and you could just pass PK Subban and you didn't, and you just like,
Pretty much, yeah. Same
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
because they just like the funny thing about the Devils is that they just blend in with the community. They're not
Right.
like like unless you really know the team, they just blend in.
Yeah.
They don't like, and they don't try to hide. They all just kind of are like, yeah, here I am. I'm part of the team.
Yeah,
You
pretty
know-
much.
Matthew Barzell and Anthony Beauvillier saw me play rock, paper, scissors.
Seriously?
So the Seidenbergs opened off like a little boutique store in the island, and it said grand opening and everyone's welcome. So we were like, oh,
Right.
cool. So my friend texted me, she goes, you want to go? And I was like, okay, I'll come after my nursing clinical. And so I literally came up in like scrubs. My hair was like up in a bunny. I had no makeup, you know, I'm scrubbed up. And we were on and it looks like a house. So we're like, do we knock? Do we just go in? Like, we were like, I don't want to knock, you knock. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Where it's like, you go. No, you go. So we're like, you know, fuck it. So we're like, oh my gosh. I think I just unplugged my mic. No, we're good. So we were like, we were like, rug. And then we hear someone behind us go, hey, what's up? And we turn and it's Matt Barzell and Anthony Beauvillier. And I think maybe Matt Barzell's girlfriend or Anthony Beauvillier's girlfriend, one of their girlfriends, I think. And we were just like, oh, I had my Islanders jacket on. And I like shrugged it off very slowly. I mean, and then we're like, oh, sorry. And they like go, they just walk in. We're like, all right, follow them. We walk in. The entire team is in there.
Oh
The
my
That's
God.
impressive.
Team. Like
That is awesome.
name
Wow.
every single play, and like there was something happening downstairs. I got like a little party for like the opening, but it said everyone was welcome, and we were like, oh shit. We're like walking around like, oh crap. Like we're looking at the stuff. Everything's insanely. It's like one top is like $80. And I was like, I can't afford this. But so we were like looking around. We bought candles because it was the only thing we could afford. But one of the wags, my friend overheard, said, can you believe some people are here just so they can get the guys to sign their stuff? And we were like-
oh my God.
I'm like, do I look like I came for guys to sign my jersey? I'm like, I'm in nursing scrubs, a messy bun, and no makeup. You think I was here to impress people? I was like,
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That is absolutely, that is amazing. I don't think any other story can top that one, except for the one that I really have been looking forward to hearing for a while. Neil, I know you've heard it a bunch of times before, and you
Good
have
one.
said to me, it gets better and better and better.
It's
every
like
single
wine,
time you
man.
hear
It really is like wine. It just gets better.
Yes.
It gets better with age. It just gets
Aging like
better
a
and better.
fine wine. Yes. So, Kim, I know that you've told this story countless times, and I have heard bits and pieces of it. I have heard it on your interview with Neil on Devil's State of Mind. But for our audience that are curious about this, you have a personal connection with former Islander goalie and current Vegas goalie, or well, maybe former Vegas goalie, maybe in the future, Robin Leonard. I'm just saying.
Wait,
I'm just
wait,
saying,
whoa,
I'm just saying.
What
I'm
you
just
mean?
saying.
What you mean? What you trying to say?
he's got a 5-year contract.
He
boy.
yeah, I was gonna say he just signed a 5-year contract, and you're like,
Well,
Bro,
who are they gonna? Well, I'm not gonna get into that. We can go into a whole argument.
Jimmy,
about
we
who
talked
Vegas is
about
gonna
this.
keep.
we talked about this. Yes, Vegas probably has at least another year like this year and maybe next year to compete, and then they got to blow it up. But
Right.
Robin Leonard's still there. They literally gave him a contract like a week or two after they got out of the playoffs. So I mean,
okay.
he's there.
All right. Well, my sincere apologies, but in all seriousness,
This is coming from a Rangers fan, so let's just take that with a grain of salt. Just take that with a grain of
but
salt,
no,
shall we?
Kim, but no, Kim. In all seriousness, you have a personal connection with Robin Leonard. So
Oh,
yes,
God.
if
Big
you're
Rob.
not
Is
if you're not
so bad.
Big Rob.
if you're not watching on YouTube, she has a picture of her and Robin Leonard together. So please, if you will,
Big
please
Rob.
tell us the story of how
Very
you
good.
met
There you
Robin
go.
Leonard. And that picture, again, if you're not watching on YouTube, her phone background is of her and Robin Leonard, which is probably one of the cutest photos I've ever seen. So
Awesome.
Kim, the floor is
Ugh.
yours. How did you meet Robin Leonard?
I'm so upset right now because one of my command strips fell. So like I have like over here, like it's complete. Here it is.
Oh wow.
One of the command strips fell. One of the-
Again,
Fair.
for those not watching on YouTube, she's got like a bunch of Robin Leonard jerseys hanging in her room, and I think that's pretty sick.
Ottawa, Sabres, Islanders, Blackhawks, Vegas.
There you go.
She's got it all, man. I told you.
She's got the collection
it all.
going. I like it.
Oh yeah, do you want to like? I have a picture of the collection, but
Oh,
so in the 18-19 season, obviously Robin Leonard came to the New York Islanders and opened up about his bipolar depression and alcoholism via The Athletic, which he made a free article. So at that time, I did not have an Athletic subscription, so it was nice to be able to like read something about my team that I didn't have to pay for.
Right.
But honestly,
Nice.
I
In the
wanted
same
to
boat.
know. I wanted to know what was up because this is our new goaltender. I was doing radio shows where they were asking me, "Oh, what do you think about Robin Leonard and Thomas Greiss?" Like, I'm like, "Oh, I remember saying like I think it can be a coin flip. I think they can either be really, really stellar or they can just kind of just not be there with the team." And I said it's going to be either or because we had just come off Yaroslav Halak, not being able to 50 shots a night goaltender, and people were ragging on him for not showing up. And I was like,
Right,
if the defense can get their shit together, they can be great goaltenders.
Right.
Going into the 18-19 season, and obviously you guys know fun facts, but Robin Leonard became the first New York Islanders goalie to debut with the shutout. So I remember that night too when I was in the seats that night when he was in goal for his first ever New York Islanders game, and I remember it just felt like a different atmosphere in there because I think every Islanders fan had either talked to each other or read the article themselves, and we really reached out, empathized, and we were there like sympathetic towards Robin Leonard and everything he'd been through, and everyone was just there to support him really, and it was just a different atmosphere in the air for when he came to the New York Islanders. He really became a really happy and just driven atmosphere. And man, I remember cheering for him in First Star, like hearing all the stands yell Leonard, Leonard, when he came out. And if you go and look at one of his interviews with Shannon Hogan, you hear us chanting it. And he looks up and he like goes speechless because he can't even believe that people are cheering his name after everything that just happened with the Sabres for him. Because I had a Sabres fan come up to me and go, "Ha, you got Leonard, have fun with that." Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I bet they wish they had Leonard right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Linus Ullmark.
Let's see. Linus Allmark. See, it's like Linus Allmark, Carter Hutton, or Robin Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Conversation closed.
I'm gonna eat my words tonight, by the way. Everything I'm saying, I'm eating my words tonight. Watch this.
I gotta watch this game now.
Linus Allmark about to have like a 50 save shutout tonight. Watch this.
Oh my god.
Just watch. I'm gonna get pain right away.
Oh man.
But going into December, personally, I'd been dealing with issues for the past year and a half, I'd say, where it was getting more intense, where I've had it since I was a little kid, these little episodes that feel like intense deja vu. And I remember
Right.
like my spring semester of my freshman year at college, I called my mom and I told her, I was like, these are getting a little bit more intense. Like, I'm a little concerned. She's like, I'll take vitamins. You're all good. You're just stressed because of finals. And then my sophomore year, I started having them in front of people to where they called an ambulance on me. and at the hospital they diagnosed me with partial complex seizures.
Mm.
Or just, you can just think of it as like epilepsy in general.
Right.
And
Sorry.
it's you go with the punches. But at that time,
Amen.
I can
Amen
do.
to that.
at that time, it was kind of like, wait, what? I have what? Like, I was perfectly normal, and then you just basically told me like, no, you're not. I remember though, like them talking to me about everything that was going to change, like the medications that I would have to take, seeing a neurologist, blood testing. I had to have avid blood testing for the first few months just to make sure that the meds were in line. So
Right.
like, and it hurt internally because I was in a program that's for nursing, and I was like semi thinking to myself, how can I help other people when I can't even take care of myself?
Right.
Which was a big part of what upset me, but it was just all a lot in an instant. It was before my college finals too. I remember I was having on my laptop in the hospital bed studying for like a microbiome final. I like just like really just trying to cope. And I remember like crying on the bed, the hospital bed, once the neurologist had left, to my mom going like, I couldn't believe what he had just said. I don't know, like it was hard to like cope with it at first,
Right.
and it was kind of like a shell shock. But and it was funny because the day I was diagnosed was the first day in my life I had 2 seizures in one day, and like it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And they said basically if I had left it to progress, I could have had a full blown tonic-clonic seizure, which is basically for everyone knows like a grand mal seizure, that it would have eventually led up to that. And I just remember going back to my dorm room in college, and it was kind of, I didn't know what to think. You know, you're back in your own, you're thinking, you're by yourself. I had my dorm room that was to myself.
Yeah.
And it leaves you a lot of time to think to yourself. And I don't remember, I was on Twitter just like looking for like feed updates or like just NHL news in general, just to probably get my mind off it. And I don't know who talked about it or if someone retweeted the article, but I ran into that article again by Robin Leonard. And I clicked on it and I reread it. And I went, you know what, let me see what he was talking about here. And I went through it, and God, it read differently. It hit differently. It was just like, you know, his late diagnosis felt so similar, what he went through, especially since I was, you know, starting to go through with my meds, you know, that the same difficulties and things like that. And just reading how he pushed through, how he persevered as a person, how he kept his head up through it all. I was like, damn, I was like, now I really see what he's talking. I really can relate and understand what he's talking about here. And I you know, I kept that personally, if I needed to reread it, like saved on my phone as like a side link. And he just became that person to me that, you know, if he can do it, I can. Really corny, but if he can do it, I can do it kind of person. Throughout that season, he became my absolute favorite goaltender in the whole NHL. And when he won the Masterton, like when he was excited on the ice, like just the way he like interacted with fans, his excitement on the ice after wins. I still have like videos of him. I just really loved him and related to him as a player and a person, which I feel is so rare. And when he won the Masterton, like his quote from that, I still have written down in places. Like, I'm not afraid to say I'm mentally ill, but that doesn't mean mentally weak. And that to me is something that has always stuck out to me and has made me a reason to, you know, you're fine, you know, you keep going, you take pills every day, you know, you do this, you do that, you do A, B, and C, but you're still trucking and you're still yourself in the end. And you know, positivity, keep your head high no matter what. I mean, if again, he can do it, I can do it. So that year in the Islanders 18-19 season, my grandparents knew how much I loved him because I talked about him on my podcast. I was like, I would kill to have a Robin Leonard jersey. And this was before I worked, so I didn't have money myself. And they surprised me after Easter with a Robin Leonard jersey, which is actually the one hanging on my wall. That little guy right there.
Yep. There you go.
And I posted on Twitter, just like me, because I was crying my eyes out though, but I was just like, thank you so much. Like I was so excited that I wanted to share it. Robin Leonard.
I still remember you posting that video. I still remember that to this day.
Robin Leonard saw it and he retweeted it. And I was like,
Aww.
ah! I was like, I remember I was in the car like, he saw it. He saw the video.
That's awesome.
I don't know when he started following me, but he started following me on Twitter. And I guess fast forward to when he left and went to Chicago, I was like, there's no way I'm waiting until April. I'm going December. I'm going to that Islanders Chicago game in Chicago. And so I booked the tickets and we flew down. It was 2 days. The game was 2 days after Christmas. We left the 26th. And I remember just saying, like, I made him a sign and I was like, if he sees the sign, my day is made. Like, I made a little Chicago vlog and I literally say in the vlog, I'm like, as long as he sees my sign, my day is made.
Right.
And I was at warm-ups. I was holding it up and he did see it on the ice. He saw me. I was like one of the only Islanders fans in the Chicago section. So it was easy to spot the blue out of all the red. But he did see it and he raised his head up, like, cause his helmet, and he like raised his stick up like a little wave, like, hi, I see you. I was just like elated. I was like, he saw my sign, he saw me. And as he left the ice, when he went down the stanchion or the tunnel, I yelled at Robin, I was like, we miss you, Leonard. And he looked up and he's like, I miss you guys too.
Aww.
And I had two people that I knew, Kelly and Spencer, that were going to meet him after the game anyways.
Mhm.
And so I was kind of like, good luck. I hate you, but good luck. Have fun.
Right.
And my boyfriend and I were standing in the parking lot waiting for our Uber. And I was just like chilling. It was cold. I was like, yo, can this Uber show up, please? And then suddenly I got a call and it was Kelly. And I was like, oh, she probably just telling me how it was. So I pick up the phone, I'm like, hey, what's up? And she goes, get your ass back to the United Center. And I was like, what? And she goes, Robin texted us. He wants to meet you too. I was like, yeah, exactly. I went, what? And he texted, apparently, like, because I asked him after, he said, oh, and bring Kim too, can you? And he called me by name, like,
There you go.
and I was like, I looked at my boyfriend and my boyfriend's like, I instantly knew to cancel the Uber. He's like, so we did that. We ran back. Security wasn't going to let us back in. We had to I was like, no, get out of my way. Kelly had to come back and like tell them what was going on. I had to show them my tickets again, that I had proof that I was there that night. It was a mess, but I finally got into the arena and I remember him coming up from the tunnel and going, holy shit. And I was like, it's one thing to have an idol and someone who keeps you, is just mentally stable, but it's one thing to meet that idol and get to say thank you to him. And that video I have on my Twitter that's pinned is literally, thank God my boyfriend recorded that, but that was the moment, that was the first time I got to meet him and hug him, and you can hear me crying in the video, but I was crying my eyes out. I mean, he went shoulder level with me and went just face to face with me. I didn't have to tell him anything about who I was, what I was dealing with. And he just straight up talked with me and was like, hey, I just want you to know how strong you are as a person. You are an incredible individual and you can deal with anything that comes your way. And just had a really good one-on-one talk with me. And like, he hugged me again. I was crying my eyes. Like, he just let me like cry on his shoulder. And I remember I was like, okay, I've been hugging him too long. You know that moment where you're like, okay, I've been hugging him too long. Like, I let go, but he didn't let me go. Like, he was basically telling me like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. You can cry. He let me just cry on his shoulder, even though I felt embarrassed about that. He was just a spectacular person. He talked to us, Kelly and Spencer, how's everything in Chicago? And he told us straight up, he's like, Chicago's a great place. I love playing here. But let me tell you, he's like, it's so different from Long Island and the Islanders fans in general. Like, I really do miss the Islanders fan base and what we had there. And I was like, it just like, it hit you right here because, think about your fan base and how much you love your team, your fans. And like, it's your secondary family. So to have a player like that tell that about your fan base, that he misses you guys the most and you guys were his greatest home, like, it hits differently. It hits a lot differently, and it meant so much to me. He gave me the biggest hug. He was like, sorry, I gotta go. I gotta see my wife and my kids. And we were like, oh, of course, go and see the little ones. but he really did take the time to just talk with us after the game, and honestly, it was probably the best night of my life, and I couldn't stop crying. I'm surprised my makeup wasn't like running all the way down my face, but
Yeah.
it's a memory I'll never forget, and a moment of those words will forever be ingrained in my head of, just to keep going. And that's what made me really try to push forward good mental, getting rid of mental stigma, pushing forward a good healthy mental mentality for my future patients and for myself and others around me. And yeah, this is my little Robin Leonard collection.
It's awesome.
That is that collection is awesome, but that story's oof.
I told you it's good.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
We got 2 little pups.
As
Awesome.
again, she's showing us the collection. If you're not watching on YouTube, that is amazing. But
That's a practice stick. I bought it off Kelly and Spencer. It's a practice use stick from Robin Leonard.
There you go.
He still uses wood. He uses wood.
There you go.
The more you know.
But wow,
more
I
you know.
mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry, it's a long story.
No, please, no need to
It just
apologize.
gets better every time you say
I
it,
got a little
I mean,
emotional
honestly.
just hearing about it because that's probably one of the best stories I've ever heard. I don't know how anybody can top that story, to be honest with you. I can't even top that. But that's unbelievable. I'm so happy for you, and from you've definitely, he's right. You are definitely a strong person. Heck, we all are in a way. And I definitely think that we all can take what Robin Leonard said and just use our inner strength each day to just keep going, just to find our own way and just keep moving forward every single day, because you just never ever know what's going to come in life. But all you can do is just persevere and keep moving ahead. So Robin Leonard is absolutely right. And Kim, I'm sure that means more to you than anything.
Absolutely. And he was such a great guy. I posted it to Twitter, and like he even responded back to me. I don't know if you can read it, but it says, it was great to see you guys today.
That's awesome.
Here's if you want to see like the little video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you haven't seen the video, you're gonna see a little clip on YouTube right now. But if you're not watching on YouTube, go check it out on her Twitter at IslesGirl3. Let's see this here quick.
How you doing? You doing good? Nice, you guys came to the game. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Wow, that's amazing. Like he really seems like a class act. I really do admire him in the way he plays the game. That's
Yeah.
And he was
really
like,
is.
I was like, you mind if I take a picture? He was the one who told me, you want to take a picture? He's like, you want to
Hey,
take a
there you
picture
go.
together? And he's like, we'll take a selfie. He's like, let's take a picture together. Like,
I like the guy in the background too. Just like
that's
looking. He's
that's
just like, yeah.
Spencer. That's Spencer. He's actually in the other one. He's actually smiling.
There you go.
Oh wow.
There you go.
All right, there you go. But no, so that story's absolutely that's really unbelievable.
told you.
And
I had an NHL photographer actually send me. He took a picture of me from warm-ups of my time.
Oh, what?
That's incredible.
Li will always love Leonard. I got I talked to
It's like one of those Getty images, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I
It's
talked
like one of
to
those. It's one of those like official ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, but I had talked to the Chicago's like side correspondent, like Nick Grismondi.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was talking to him when I was like, because he came up to me at the tunnel and he was like, why do you love Robin Leonard so much? And I told him, in the quick version why. And then someone from a Chicago fan who follows me goes, yo, was he talking about you here? And he talked about me on the Chicago podcast about Islanders fans coming to see Robin Leonard. And then Shannon Hogan, they zoomed in on me on the Islanders broadcast with the sign at
Wow.
There you go.
warm-ups.
That's awesome.
It was just such an incredible like moment for me. They had me entering the building too. I was laughing my butt off because someone went, yo, we just saw you in the Islanders broadcast. And it was me entering the building. Yeah, I have the video for that. I have the poster at warm up. I literally have the video for it.
That's
If you don't, do you guys mind if I screen share?
Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
You disabled it.
Way to go, Jimmy.
Man.
Way to go.
Ah, dang it.
You know what's funny is that
oh.
like talking about Shannon Hogan real quick. I thought it was really funny. I turned on an Islanders game recently, and Shannon was answering questions,
Oh my
and
god.
whose name came up but Kim. But Shannon said it like she had known Kim for years. She goes, "Oh, hi, Kim." And I'm just
Oh
like,
my god.
the hell? I
Yeah.
was laughing. I was laughing because of the way she said it. That was funny to me. And I was like,
have
yep,
that.
doesn't surprise me one bit.
It was so funny because
Wow.
before that, I was at the Boston Bruins Islanders game. We were sitting right by like the entrance tunnel for the Bruins, and we were just watching the game. And suddenly, Shannon Hogan like comes up and sits in our row, and I was like, "Mom, that's Shannon Hogan." I was like super excited, and I went, "Hi, Shannon," and she looks at me. She goes, "Oh, hi, Kim," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You know my name?" It was
Awesome.
insanity. Like the fact that
Wow.
she was just that gracious and nice to me. But yeah, it was so funny. She goes, "Oh, hi, Kim." She's like, "You know Kim. She does the blue and orange lipstick."
Yeah, she said it in such a like she went
Yes.
from like she had her like professional voice going, and then like when she got to Kim, it just like went up like that. Like, "Hi, Kim."
That's awesome.
And I was just like that. And I loved who was sitting next to her when they were doing that broadcast? I think it was
Butch Goring.
Butch. He didn't say anything. He just smiled. He had like the biggest smile on his face. He was
He
like,
didn't know what was going. Butch
he's
Goring.
like, I have no idea what's going on.
He was
Good
like,
old
"What?"
Butch.
I think he was like getting mentally prepared for the question,
There you go.
and he was like, Shannon, can you just read the question?"
The
my
closest
gosh.
I've ever gotten to something like that is answering the Cadillac trivia question for Devils games correctly.
There you
That's
go.
like the closest
That's it.
I've gotten.
There you go.
Now they don't
Oh,
give you
God.
credit anymore if you get the question right. So now they
That-
now
that-
now
that's
you
that's
just
really?
fine.
yeah
That's
now
fine.
now it's just like whatever the answer is, that's the answer, and it doesn't say like, oh, this person got it right. I'm like, oh, sick.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
'cause I remember I was on MSG once because I got the correct answer, and I was like, "Look, it's my username." I was like so excited.
Oh
And if
my
you want
gosh.
to understand also, ladies and gentlemen, like how popular Kim is, here's the thing. You know you've made it when you're on a national commercial for ESPN. That is when you know you've made it.
Yep.
When I saw that, excuse my language, Jimmy, but I shit bricks. Like that was like I was like I'm in my house and nobody else in my family knows Kim, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
I was freaking out and they're like, "What? Like that's an Islanders fan. What are you freaking out about?" I was like, "I know her. I know who she is." I'm like, and I messaged her after. I said, "When were you gonna tell me you were on ESPN? Like when was this gonna be knowledge to me?"
They didn't tell
Wow.
me. So I was on my YouTube. I got a comment that said, "Hey, I work with ESPN. Can you email me here? We would like to use a clip of yours in a promotion." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Okay." And I emailed her, and she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna just do this promotion for fans watching during the pandemic." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, you can use my clip. I give you full She didn't tell me like, "Oh, it's gonna be on TV." I thought it was gonna be like an online thing, like, and they
Right.
posted it that day on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, cool, like I'm on ESPN Twitter." And then suddenly I'm in like my nursing class. It's a 4-hour lecture. I'm sitting there dying inside, and then my phone next to me goes brrrr, and I was like, "What is going on?" And suddenly I see you're on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. See, I told you that's when you know
Wow.
you've made it. You're on a commercial for Monday Night Football. I
I was
mean,
like, "What?"
You made it.
and she's been on. And look, if you watch Islanders broadcast, there was for a long time she was like the main focal point for like Islander fandom, like on commercials. Like it was
Right.
that. It was just like you couldn't. If you didn't know who she was, you clearly are not paying attention.
Exactly.
Like you're clearly not an Islanders fan.
Exactly.
And like even I've had Devils fans be like, "Oh, I know Kim. She's Isles Girl 3. Like I love her." And I'm like, "See, like everybody knows who this person is."
Yep.
And
I found that
you know-
Shannon clip.
Oh wow. Okay.
I found it was on it was you could ask Butch Goring questions about the Islanders, and I asked Butch, I was like, "In your personal opinion, being an offenseman, what would you improve about the Islanders offense?" Because obviously we're so bad. But yeah, here's the Shannon Hogan clip.
this is
that-
so
Oh,
funny.
please,
Listen
go
to
ahead.
her voice. Just listen to her voice.
No Alice girl thing. She does the lipstick. One, the orange and the blue lipstick. What are the Isles lacking offensively that you think is
Wow.
Told you.
That is seriously.
But again, like you look at Butch Goring, he literally has no idea what's going on. Like, no,
yeah, but he
because you're
doesn't in
hearing-
broadcast either.
Like Shannon is
doesn't-
explaining to Butch who she is, and Butch is still like, yeah, got it. Got it. I think I know
Butch
what's
doesn't
going
know
on.
what's happening in Islanders games either, so it's okay.
Wow. Wow.
Actually,
that is.
I had done an interview with Brendan Burke, the TV play-by-play voice of the New York Islanders.
Right.
And
yeah.
I asked him personally if he knew of Kim, and he said, yeah, I know. And he goes, that's the lipstick girl, right? I go, yeah, that's exactly who we're talking about. Yeah. Brendan,
Tell me that.
Brendan Burke knows. Of course he knows. You're that surprised?
I was just gonna say.
I met
Wow.
him like personally. He came to a Islanders Booster Club meeting, which was like really nice. But I didn't have the lipstick on or anything. But he was still like an insanely nice guy. But I didn't know he knew where I was.
He's an incredibly nice individual. You know, he
Yes.
really, and look,
insanely
this is, not only now is he the voice of the Islanders, he also does games on NBCSN.
Yeah.
Probably not for long, considering the whole contract situation with NBC and the NHL. But that's
Yeah.
a topic for another day.
I mean, might I add, one of the most underrated play-by-play announcers of this generation.
He's
Oh, what?
I-
Steve Cangelosi gets no love?
Yes,
Is that what
I
you
said
wanna do? Is that
one
what you wanna
of.
do? Is
I
that
said
what you wanna
one
do?
of. Cangelosi is the other. I happen to like both of them. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't like Howie Rose, so it's fine.
Ouch. All right, fine. Fine. Fine.
I don't like.
Fine.
I don't.
Okay.
You know what?
I'll play
You know
along.
what?
I grew up listening to Howie Rose. I'm an insane. So when Howie left, I was insanely upset. But Brendan really just filled his shoes. He like I can't think of another person. I remember them saying how the Islanders organization was very excited about him joining. That he really just was amazing with good chemistry with Butch, amazing play-by-play. And I was like, okay, I'll see. I'll say it when I see it. And day one, I saw it from him.
He has absolutely great chemistry.
Absolutely.
100%.
And I remember, I think the Islanders, and I think Kim knows the story, but I remember there was like a broadcasting, like not contest, but it was like, record yourself, saying, this play that like Brendan Burke called. So instead of like coming up with my own shtick, I literally just copied what Brendan Burke had said. And the
Did you
Islanders retweeted it, and even Brendan Burke gave me a shout out as well. And I was like,
Hey,
that is
That
a
is
dub.
sick.
there you go.
And I sent the same video to the Devils. 2 weeks later, they do a contest, and I'm the main person that they like use to promote and everything.
There we go.
So
That's awesome.
And then for some reason the Dallas Stars liked the video, which I didn't really understand. I don't know if it was because we were playing the Stars at that time. Like, I don't know why they liked it, but I thought that was random.
Well, they're probably following their, the Devils' Twitter in general, so they were like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Some of these people, I gotta be honest with you, like talking about the Devils real quick, whoever is the admin for social media
Oh.
has zero chill. He literally does not
I
care.
want that
talks-
person's job.
He talks mad shit to people. Like he tells
does.
people to like
He
screw
does.
off. Like somebody said recently, like, oh, your water is dirty, you're the armpit of America. You're not New York.
I literally saw
And,
the
What are they, the Sean
Devils
Avery
were
of
tweeting at the
Twitter?
Sabres. They were like, let's make a deal. We win both games, we get wings. You win both games, or was it the other way around? Something about giving bagels or wings to somewhere.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
we get wings.
Okay, yeah.
We
that
get
was it.
wings if we win both games.
And then somebody was smiling like nobody wants that, blah 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 blah. And then the Devils admin was like, your tears are like what exactly did he say?
Your tears are satisfying.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this guy
I
is.
was like,
I'm telling you,
damn, boy,
Kim,
come on.
Kim, literally just watch. Just as the game progresses, watch what he does. Like if somebody says some talks some mad stuff,
I gotta look more on Devil's Twitter here.
you got it. Well, it's funny if you look up Devils Twitter. Like if you put the hashtag NJ Devils, I'm probably the guy that's tweeting the most about it. I'm probably you'll see me tweeting mostly.
So I'm
I have
following
to-
Devil's Twitter. Why have I never seen this?
Dude, we're savage. Like the thing about Devils Twitter, we're some savages. Like we'll say like what it is. Like we'll tell you that A, we suck, B, you suck, C, stop calling us the armpit of America.
You are though.
C,
Wow.
you know what?
Wow.
You know what?
Okay.
Sliced bagels in St. Louis is a crime
It is.
beyond
That's
all
the same in New
crimes.
York.
No,
New
no,
York.
no. Never ever bring that up again.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
But
We
like
agree there.
and like we also have we have our own Shannon Hogan. We have Amanda Stein.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Oh.
you something right now.
Oh,
guys,
she's
Amanda
I
tremendous.
just
Stein
saw
got no
that-
chill.
Amanda like had to like stop her DMs because people were like straight up shitting on
Yup.
her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time. Because there are a lot of sick human beings in this
Oh,
world.
facts.
Yep.
It's not. It's
yeah.
usually not Devils fans that are doing it. It's just like some random like low life people, and it's you. And sometimes it's fans of other teams,
Yeah.
which is kind of like why. Like if this is your form of intimidation, it's not working.
Yeah. Facts.
Mm,
And like she's like, go to her pinned tweet that she literally just put out. Tell me that's not just like the most savage like thing to post. She literally has no like
100%.
no like, and that's the thing. That's what happens when you're from New Jersey or you've been in New Jersey for a while. You start to not give a flying you know what about what anyone else is saying.
Yep.
Like you really don't.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is. That's just how it is, and that's another reason why Islanders and Devils fans can relate so much together because
get
we
so
have
much shit,
virtually
too.
the
We
same
get
stuff
so
going
much
on.
shit. Oh, it's the most boring hockey ever. Yo,
Are you kidding me? Throughout the entire playoffs, Devils fans were applauding how the Islanders were playing because we knew where we had seen this before.
yeah.
We were like, this is great. This is winning hockey games, is it not? And
Yeah, I
they're
have
like,
a shirt that says "Boring hockey, winning hockey, Barry Trotz."
oh yeah, if
That's
that's not
brilliant.
true, I don't know what is.
That's brilliant. Oh man, what a fun episode. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and that will wrap it up for this episode of the Bottom Line Podcast. If you have any thoughts on anything we discussed, and it was a lot, let us know on Twitter and Instagram at Bottomline WMCX, Twitter at the NVP Show, Instagram at NVPQB11. Use the hashtag Bottom Line. Voice message on Anchor, the app, or Anchor.fm. And if you like what you see on YouTube, please don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Helps out tremendously. And please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss an episode. And subscribe on all audio listening platforms. Just include Jimmy when searching for the Bottom Line Podcast. Kim, this was an absolute pleasure. We cannot thank you enough for taking some time out of your day to come on and chat with us and for sharing your really, really unbelievable and inspirational story. And we definitely will have you back on again real soon. Thank you so much for everything.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
Anytime. And you're like I said, you're always welcome back. We'll definitely have you back on again real soon. And by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Go subscribe to her podcast on YouTube, Kim in the Crease. Really, really fun stuff on there. So go subscribe to her. I'll leave a link in the description below on
Yeah, if you
YouTube.
want like in-game like reactions, go check out her YouTube
Go to
channel,
her.
'cause it's that
Go
good.
to her. No, trust us. It's really,
Bro,
really good stuff. Really, really
Yeah.
good stuff.
It's
Anyway,
a lot of
though,
fun.
Watch
that'll
me
wrap
die
it up for
inside.
us. What's that, Kim? Wait, what'd you say, Kim?
I
She
said,
was
watch me die
done.
inside.
Kim, I will see you in a few minutes when the Devils are already down by 1 goal.
Oh my
I will,
god.
I will message you
Anyway,
in a few minutes when I want to die.
It's
On
gonna
that
be
note-
Taylor Hall too.
On that
Leave me
note-
alone.
on that note, though, that'll wrap it up for us. For New Piano and for Kimberly Morsa, aka Isles Girl 3, I'm Jimmy Finizzi. This is the Bottom Line Podcast, and we will see you in the next episode. Peace out.